My name is Rhapsody and welcome to Signs of the Sojourner. Signs of the Sojourner is a conversational deck builder with an introspective narrative from Echo Dog Games. I would like to mention at the top of this video that this video is sponsored by Echo Dog Games. Thank you to them for having done so. Let's jump right in. Are you sure you want to start over? Yes. So obviously I have played this a little off camera to get familiar with it. A Childhood Spat. The worst fight you and Elias ever had was over a strange locket in Mum's desk. Curiosity got the best of you, but Elias was afraid of getting in trouble. Your mom has collected so much cool stuff in here. How many towns has she visited now? So you can see here the cards that we've drawn as well as the battlefield. You can also see in general the kind of emotion that is evoked by each of these symbols. Empathetic and observant, and logical and diplomatic for the circle and the triangle respectively. So all of these chain on from the circle. So I will play one. And then the opponent here, Elias, chains on from my logical and diplomatic ending with a logical and diplomatic opening of his own, to which we can follow up with the same card we played prior, which completes a conversational track. Conversations. Completing a sequence will earn a white box. A mismatch will earn a black box. When all white boxes or black boxes have been earned, you can see there's a different amount of each of them up in the top there, the conversation will end. Click on speech bubbles to view previous dialogue. Let's play Caravaneers, just like her. You be the driver, I'll be the navigator. Excellent. Wait, hang on. You shouldn't look in her desk. She's gonna be mad. Is that a locket? I've never seen your mom wear a locket. Alright. I now have the ability to follow with an empathetic one, so I'm gonna throw that down. Which has unfortunately gotten the opponent here to place something that opens with a logical and diplomatic. I have nothing that opens with the logical and diplomatic, so we're about to see what happens when a mismatch occurs. We now have a negative conversational result. Hey, you're not listening. We shouldn't be snooping. And now one of each would end the conversation. Actually, Elias didn't have the ability to follow up the triangle, so ended the conversation negatively there. Why have you got to drag me into stuff like this? Put it back before we get caught. A Childhood Spat. That fight could have only ended how it did. You and Elias talked past each other. Sometimes, Mum said, it's fine not to get along. But that time, she stepped in to mediate. You two, what are you doing in here? I need to leave soon. The caravan's almost here. Come say goodbye. What are you even fighting about? Ooh, it's gonna take us 4 losses to lose this one. Alright, so I'm guessing we're pretty much gonna have ease just playing anything here. No! People may not respond the way you want them to, but that's no reason to throw a fit. If you keep at it, maybe you'll discover different ways to find common ground. All of the flavor text in this game, one thing I've noted as I've played through, is that all of the flavor text in this game has mechanical implications. It's really, really interesting to see how those are woven in there. They're very, very subtle. It's not heavy-handed like, you know, the kind of situation of, you know, press A to strike your enemy or something like that. It's like, that's exclusively for me as the player. Whereas the way the information is conveyed to you in this game is conveyed to you both as the player character in world and you as the player at the same time. It's really unique and I really appreciate it. I'm gonna throw down a double empathetic here so that you can see the result. A chord. Created when you and the other person each play 1 card, connecting together 4 symbols of the same in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, as you can see there. A chord will protect your progress when a mismatch is made. Okay, so you can see that there's a chord there. Unfortunately, I actually don't have the ability to fail this, so I'm gonna just pop that down. Yeah, okay. So that accord wasn't even used. But it would have been able to save us from a mismatch. Although it would have deleted the cards that happened after the mismatch. No, it doesn't delete the cards. Sorry, it doesn't delete the cards that happen after the mismatch. They stay there and you have to continue that chain. It's just they now are considered a match. It's okay not always to understand each other. One miscommunication doesn't have to end a friendship. Let me help you figure this out. If you get a little lost, think about how he's reacted in the past, how you've been able to connect and get past your differences. That is another example of talking to the player character as well as me, the player, at the same time. The player character interprets this, as you might imagine, as it says on its face. Me as the player character, I can see that and go, okay, what cards has Elias played in the past? Elias has a lot of cards that start with a circle and end with a triangle. So I need to set him up for the ability to play things that start with a circle, and I need to be able to respond with things that start with a triangle. He also has a couple of double empathetic cards, so I might be able to get away with throwing one of those down. Nice. We'll pick up a chord there. We'll play this. Actually, sorry, he has triangle into circle, rather. Sorry about that. Not all disagreements have to be the end of your friendship. Listen to each other. See if you can find common ground. Mom steps in. You think back on that fight years later, after Mom passed on, when you and Elias had to rely on each other all the more. 15 years later. Farewells. Elias runs his hand down the dusty shelves in Mom's old store. The first time either of you had been inside since the funeral. All told, she didn't leave much. She was always on the road. And what she brought back sold fast. Hey, look at this. It's a locket, not like her locket, not merchandise. It's got her initials inscribed. Take it with you. I promise I won't be upset about this time. It'll be good luck on the road. And fashionable. Okay. Well, obviously the only thing I can play here is an accord. Ah, there we go. Accommodate. Duplicates both symbols of the previous card. So that's going to continue our accord. As an example of the accord interaction with this, I will show you. Unfortunately, I didn't leave Elias anything that they could play there. They didn't have anything that started with a circle. Won't you miss home? So he did end up with a negative result there, but not as a result of the mismatch that I played. So, and now I know that Elias's hand can't contain anything that starts with a circle, at least except for the newest card that just got drawn. So I'm gonna lead with some triangles for him to try and filter those out of his hand. You better bring back lots of cool stuff while you're gone. It's bleak in here with all the expired goods. When you reopen, I think you should give out samples. She always made folks try stuff, even if they were broke. Do you think she knew folks on the road? Maybe someone knows about that locket. I don't see the keys around. Okay. Now I should be able to throw that down pretty easily. This is really good. So now we actually get a chord on the card that is about to start the start of the next conversational tract. It's gonna be weird. I know you got to do this for Barto, but we've never gone a week apart. So as you can see, we start this one with a chord. So if we fail on this, we'll still be fine. You packed everything you need, right? Socks? If the truck breaks down out there and you don't have socks, it's all over. Okay, I'm gonna continue that accord. That's an accommodating as well. I'm gonna continue the accord still, just in case. Accord right through to the end. Beautiful. That must be the caravan outside. I'll miss you. Be safe out there. You'll miss Elias too, and wish you didn't have to leave so soon. You've planned this trip for weeks, but only started to feel real in the last few hours. The store needs 3 new products. I also get Mom's old locket, and I have the information that I need 3 items to make reopening the store a success. Let's try and go 3 of those. So I can choose a card from my experience to gain and replace one of the cards that I already have in my deck. So this is the deck building element. I'm going to take an accommodate and replace an empathetic and observant with it, so that I can kind of adapt to whatever my interlocutor is doing. Nadine, the resolute leader of the caravan, leads with logic and diplomatic and follows with empathetic and observant. We are at home in Bartow, quiet enough to hear the grasshoppers rub their wings together at dawn and the crickets at dusk. You know the name, nickname, and favorite color of every person in town. It's time to leave for a spell. Follow close. Almost a dozen vehicles sputtered down Bartow's dirt roads. Their engines once signaled Mum's imminent departure, as well as her arrival. Nadine, sitting on the running board of her truck cab, gestures for your attention. I trust you have sufficient provisions for the route. Our first stop will be Pachenko, the artist colony. Be alert. Reptiles cross Thunder Lizard Road to their heart's content. You don't want guts on your windshield. So each of the different things that we learn about for the first time in conversation is going to give us this. Nadine told me about the road from home to Pachenko, and these are things that we will be able to exploit in the future. Okay. You open with triangles and end with circles, right? So I'm gonna do that. So you can do that to me. I'm gonna do that so you can do it again. Oh, you panicked and you didn't have it. Okay, so you don't have any triangle openings at the moment. That's unfortunate. I know you're going through a lot right now. I'm sorry. Alright. Well, I need to give you circle openings, obviously, then. I'm going to try and carry a chord through. Yeah, we'll carry a chord through until the next line. My condolences for your loss. Your mom and I had our differences, but I respected her all the same. Before the caravan heads out, we need to talk. Unless you turn this store around and keep it well stocked, the caravan will have to drop Bartow from its route. The life of the store depends on us. I'm gonna continue the accord. Nice. Without the store in good shape, it doesn't make much sense for the caravan to stop here. Awful waste of resources. I probably don't have to spell it out that this would be bad for Bartow. I know y'all depended on the traffic. It's not my choice. Not entirely. I make the final call, but I'm beholden to the caravan members and their needs. Believe it or not, Bartow would be dropped already if I didn't owe your mom a favor. I argued on your behalf. Alright. You should have a triangle in hand by now. At least one. Maybe more. It might not sound like a kid, but I'm in your corner. My hands are tied on this. I want to see you succeed. Nothing about the situation is good, but Nadine probably isn't to blame. You thank her for the info. Alright. I'm gonna get another triangle opening that ends in a circle, because triangle, circle, and then we have circle, triangle, circle, triangle, circle, triangle, circle, triangle, so... This will give me the ability to respond to people who end their conversational tracks with logic. All right, let's move on. So we have 5 trips remaining that we can do. And we have all the way until, I believe, the 31st to find 3 items to make reopening the store a success. We can also see our items. We have the locket, our cards as they currently exist, and abilities discovered. We only have currently Accord and Accommodate discovered. We'll discover a couple more of those over the course of this, definitely. So we've had a concordant conversation and concordant conversation. No discordant conversations for either of these yet, and both of them exist currently in Bartow. You can see there is a large cast of characters we get to interact with. All right, let's go. What you got for us, Pachenko? A thriving arts community on the high plateau. Mum's oldest friend, Isabella, lives here. The Twisty Canyon, leading to Pachenko would send a green traveler in circles. A rundown vehicle has trouble with a last slope up the plateau, but Nadine leaves no one behind. Let's talk to Isabella now. Isabella keeps the door to her shop propped open, flooding Pachenko with a sweet scent of fresh licorice, caramels, and other sugary confections. Irresistible advertising. You're so far from home. When I saw you come in just for a moment, I'd have sworn you were her. The very image. I wish I could have stayed around longer after her funeral. I can't get much time away from the shop, you know. Alright, let's, I mean, that's all I can really play there. Alright, I'm gonna carry a chord through the next conversation. It was beautiful, her funeral. You did so well, scattering her ashes, the sun rising over the houses. Not a dry eye in town. Carrying a chord through is basically just going to save me in case we have difficulty with her cards in the next area. She chose Bartow. I knew her longer than anyone, and there's no place she'd rather rest. Ooh, okay, clarify. Can be inserted between any valid match or played normally. So let's see a... Yes, being played between two cards. Right, that makes sense. Well, I will... You must have some triangles in hand right now. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, triangle. That would actually be a problem for me at any other time. Do you love licorice the way she did? I always saw her chewing on a rope like it was a stalk of wheat. Go on, have some. Take some for the store too. Well, your store. You were never close with Isabella. She always seemed kind to Mum. There could be a chance to become better friends and sample some tasty candy. Licorice from Prochenko. It reminds you of Mom. So we have our first item to sell in the store. I'm definitely going to take Empathetic and Observant, and I'm going to replace a basic card with it. Let's talk to Nadine, who is currently admiring the art among artists. Nadine contemplates a cast bronze sculpture of a frill-necked lizard, whose head has been replaced with a human man's vacant features. She rubs her chin for a while, chewing on some conclusions. You handled those steep hills and inclines well. The caravan's next stop will be Clifton, the market town. Nadine mentioned a place from Mom's stories, Clifton. The road we take is prone to landslides. Ride close. If I can't see your truck, of course, I can't protect you. Nadine told me about the road from Pachenko to Clifton. One success or one failure. Okay. Good. I'm very glad that we got a chord there because it makes the rest of this very safe for us. I'm actually just going to insert this between these two. Just to demonstrate the clarifier. Your mom, she had a lot of history here in Pachenko. Many friends, I believe. She always loved the licorice. You admire the sculpture with Nadine in companionable silence for a moment, imagining how Mom must have found herself in an identical situation so many times over the years. As you can see, all of the different things that we collected in the conversational tracks. I don't need to replace any of these. So I'll just replace the same with the same. Move on. This canyon town has some incredible views of the long expanse. Two people I haven't met, and Nadine is also going to be here. Ah, here we go. Fatigue. Gain fatigue over time as you travel. Returning home and unpacking your items will remove the fatigue. The fatigue is a mismatch with everything. So you can see it's played there and it wastes the accord in order to make that match. And then Elias can't respond to it with anything that doesn't cause discord. So that is kind of the element that limits you just running through in a single run or running through all of the objectives in a single trip. Every turn down the streets of Clifton, it seems to reveal another mountain in the distance, another horizon. Nadine doesn't stop for sightseers, though. You watch for pedestrians as the caravan rolls downtown. A man from the caravan, he looks familiar. Ramir, let's talk to you. A familiar face. You know his name, Ramir. He grew up in Bartow. Traveled with the caravan. Turned from neighbor to visitor. He's sitting off the hood of the car in the same way he used to sit off his porch, way back in the day.
First time with a caravan, isn't it? I hope your mom taught you the ropes. It's not easy out there. I remember my first time. Pachenko, Clifton, Buchenboro. A whirlwind of new experiences.
Ramir mentioned a place from Mom's stories, Buchenboro.
Just keep her cool. The road to Buchenboro shreds a lot of tires. Don't panic if it all goes to hell.
Told me about the road from Clifton to Buchenboro? You start out with a triangle. Oofed. I have one match for that. If you put down another triangle, I'm screwed. Actually, no. Wait, I can't copy that. Yeah, I have to mismatch you here. I have no choice. So I'm gonna get the fatigue out of my hand if I have to mismatch you.
Just listen for a moment. I'm trying to impart some words of wisdom to you here.
Uh-oh. Reveals the other person's hand when played. Yeah, so there is a card that reveals the other person's hand when played. You can see, obviously here, we can see the hand that Elias would have had in that situation. Although, I just realized the fatigue, yeah, causes my interlocutor here to mismatch me on the next card. Whoops, that's my bad. I thought I was getting rid of the fatigue. I forgot that it was going to start the next conversational tract.
I was trying to help you out. Never mind.
A familiar face. Whatever response Ramir wanted out of you, he didn't get it. You'll just have to get over it. Ramir is withholding info at the moment. I'm going to get that and replace another one of my circles with it. That's going to make us a lot better at the next conversation we end up having with Ramir. Alexis, they step out in front of you, holding snacks. The vendors of Clifton strive to overshadow their competitors with mountainous piles of goods. Among them, one stall stands out from the rest, accented with a colorful umbrella.
Welcome, welcome! Join me in the shade! Try some spiced pecans. I have many varieties. Dozens.
Okay, I'm gonna reveal, yeah, I'm gonna reveal your hand. I wanna know what I have to play around. Ooh, you have no more triangles. Okay, that's very important for me to know. Triangle Accord. I very rarely get Triangle Accord. All right, fine.
Many merchants here sell nuts. Yeah, none are worth your time, but some are passable. But mine, the best. You're not from Clifton, I can tell. Welcome, welcome. You'll learn to blend in. You haven't yet, my poor fish.
I literally have nothing I can do to that. Unfortunately, my enemy can't see my cards. I'm trying not to say enemy, because you're definitely not enemies in this situation. It's just I'm used to using that as your opponent. I'm trying to default to saying interlocutor instead. Yeah, I can't match that, so I've got to fail it.
Not a fan of that flavor? Try this one.
Oh, thank heck that ended it. Unfortunately, I have no triangle, so I'm actually going to fail the next one.
Going somewhere new? There's nothing better. Adventure, exploration, new varieties of roasted nuts. Endless. How lucky you found me. The other merchants? I trust them as far as I can throw them, my friend, and I have weak arms.
Don't. Yeah, I can't do anything here.
Grumble. Your eye wanders. Do I bore you? Why? Why?
Yep, I have to fail this as well. I have no choice. I mean, yeah, I can't put it on the end there. Sorry. We're about to have a bad conversation, friend.
Oh. Don't drop those. Oh, no. Oh, food for the birds.
Alexis is impossible to reason with. In their mind, it seems, your very presence means there's still a chance to sell you on some roasted nuts. We need more triangles. Like, clearly. We had triangle problems in both of those last encounters. Time to move on, though. Let's go to Buchenboro. A dusty old stop left behind when the railroad broke down. Matilde is grinding leaves in a mortar. Bucamboro, a red-tailed hawk perches on the dormant railroad tracks above Bucamboro, gulping down a lizard. The few vendors in town wait outside their stores, windows clean and sidewalks swept. They count on the caravan's arrival. I'm gonna start with Matilda. Leaves to powder. Matilda's business resides in a low earth-colored house, the first floor converted into a storefront. Barrels line the walls, filled with fresh tea leaves, whose scents compete for your attention. Hey, we got a lucky duck over here. I just about sold out of my world-famous matcha. I grind the tea leaves up myself. Takes so long, but it's soothing, not tedious. Kind of like meditation. All right. I'm gonna view your cards. Ooh, got a chord. Reconsider. Redraws your hand when played. That is super powerful. I can't wait to get it. No, but dang it. Do you have to do that right then? Dang it. You redrew your hand again? I saw some tea leaves out from out near Althurst. Not enough shade around here. Sounds too brutal. Matilde mentions a place from Mom's Stories, Althurst. You ever been out that way? I swear they won the climate lottery, but the seal eat him first, so... That's just how it goes, huh? Pick up and move to wherever it's still habitable. Who knows when the groundwater will run out here? Okay. I'm gonna pick up a chord. Okay, we can even continue the accord a little there. Neat. That's nice. Actually, that's the final positive conversation we need to have. Beautiful. That's why I meditate. The only peace I get away from watching the world die around me. So, matcha? Come see me again and maybe I'll read your fortune if you're lucky. Matilde's matcha smells incredible. You're lucky to have gotten some. Matilde promised to read my fortune if I return. I am going to take the reconsider there, definitely, and talk to Nadine again. At a small table outside the store, Nadine whisks matcha in a tea bowl. Her motions are precise, not a single drop spills. Your presence feels intrusive, like you've interrupted some personal ritual. Still here. Your final stop on the route will be Althurst. Some call it scenic. I don't care for it. The road's in poor condition, more than most. Many travelers bypass Brokenborough, but I enjoy matcha. Pop that down. Yeah, it's fine because I've got the reconsider to there we go. We'll insert that there, and that was sorry, that wasn't a reconsider. It was a clarify. This place, Bucamboro, reminds me of Barto. Do you find that to be an accurate assessment? You leave Nadine to sip her drink in peace, and I'll replace the same with the same there because neither of those are particularly interesting. Let's move on. Am I gonna pick up another fatigue on my way to Althurst? I feel like I am. Ooh. Creative and industrious. I haven't even seen any cards with that yet. That's gonna be difficult for us to play around. My last stop on the caravan route. Let's go. Yeah, that's a second fatigue card for us. This is gonna be real difficult, but at least I now have a card that allows me to reconsider, so I get to redraw my hand, hopefully get rid of some of them. The Central Plaza bustles with families out here enjoying the weather, weavers and rug makers in their open-air workshop, and old folks playing cravar in the shade. Barto only gets a couple days a year this mild. Alright, Tessuto. He takes pickles to the pinnacle. The shelves in Tessuto's store rise almost 20 feet, filled with jars of colorful foods. He waves from a rolling ladder. The supply here could feed a small town for months. The Proud Pickler.
I'll pickle anything you can imagine here. Anything. Look at these shelves and call me a liar. Say it to my face.
Love that pickle patch on his pocket. Alright. Let's drop that first. Try and get a sense of him. Ooh, hard mismatch.
Come on, kid. Everyone likes pickles, right?
Yeah, I can't. What? No, I can match that. And I can get a chord as well. Beautiful. Unfortunately, that's all I can do. Hey! Oh my god, we got another accord! Can we do this?
Carrots? Cucumbers? If it fits in a jar, I'll pickle it. Doesn't fit in a jar, I'll make it fit. This wasn't my idea, believe it or not. Folks cried out, "Tessuto, sell those amazing pickles!"
Alright, I think I have to take the mismatch. Yeah, that was always going to be the problem. I can clarify and reinsert that there. You don't have something starting with creative?
You got something against pickles?
You definitely don't have any triangles. We're done.
Have it your way. No skin off my back.
The inconsistencies in Tessuto's stories raise alarm. Why would anyone lie about pickles? Is it just showmanship? Alright, I'm definitely do I need... Because if I take this, the enemy's gonna respond with this later. This will at least give me the ability to reply. Maybe I use it at the end of that conversation. Alright, Nadine. Nadine loading up her vehicle with pot of kimchi. By the way, this track slaps hard, friends! Nadine, loading up her vehicle with pots of kimchi, whistles for your attention. It's hard to tell if the condescension is intentional or not. So you made it. The caravan split here. Don't take greenhorns out past Old Moraine. Too dangerous for your maiden voyage. If you take the direct road back from here, you'll be fine. It's mostly downhill from that direction. Scenic route, too. Okay. We should be able to do this. Yep. Get a cord. Do I want to keep a cord? Yeah, I'll keep a cord and actually see what Nadine has here. Oh, rough. Good thing I kept a cord, because otherwise Nadine would have had to fail us. Speaking of liabilities, have you seen Ramir? Lost him around Clifton. I hope he's not getting into too much trouble. Look, the timing could be better here, but it's important you understand. Your mom, she was a very complex woman. Not the easiest person to travel with, but more importantly, she had lots of strong opinions, and she made waves wherever she went. Okay. Give you the ability to use some of those circles. You probably have a triangle in hand by now. I don't want to waste a clarify here. No! That's my bad. You had that truck inspected recently? That's literally all I can do there. Play that out. I'm gonna redraw my hand, get rid of those fatigues. You follow this caravan's path, the same one your mom took, and you're bound to learn some things about her. Some good, some not so much. We get to keep a cord for this, so we should be fine. As for you and me, I don't believe kids always take after their parents. That'd be unfair. So don't start trouble and there won't be none. The don't start none won't be none clause. I'm gonna see your cards now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, we're pretty free to do basically whatever at this point. Neat. I run this caravan so no one else has to. Not like you to run it a certain way. Safe. Nadine's comments don't have the vengeful tone to them, but it's hard to tell how they should be interpreted. You endured the caravan route. I will replace the same with the same there as well. Give myself a relatively diverse deck so I can deal with other people in the future. And from Althurst, I'm going back to Bartow. It's time to hand in the items that I collected. Are you sure you want to return home? This will end your current trip and you won't be able to leave again until after you unpack your items. Yeah, this seems like a decent idea for us, frankly. What with all the fatigue? Coming home to Bartow after time away feels strange, like someone rearranged your bedroom while you slept. All the same pieces are still here, mostly. But what's different and what's misremembered, there's no telling. You find Elias at home, sitting on the floor, surrounded by craft materials. Glue, markers, cardstock, thin polystyrene sheets. He looks exhausted. While you were gone, I made you something to stock in the store. Bartow keyrings. People love souvenirs. I thought you'd have more stuff in the store by now. Guess it's good I made these. Ooh, rough. I can only copy you there. Okay, and you copied me right back. Yeah, I'm gonna redraw my hand. 2 fatigues in the hand is real rough. Hey, keeping that accord, baby. They'll make good mementos to help travelers remember, Bartow. You don't owe me this time. Unless they're really popular. How's the caravan? Did you meet anyone who knew her? You definitely have some triangles in there. You didn't have to break the news to anyone, did you? I bet rumors probably sped fast on the road. Okay. The caravan organizer knew her? Nadine, huh? That makes sense. She kind of intimidates me. Oh, it's on me now. Only thing I can do is... Okay, actually, hang on. No, this is fine. I'm gonna reveal your hand. Yeah, and waste the accord there. Well, not waste, it's used. I guess you have to be tough to make it out there on the road, kind of like your mom was. It sounds like they butted heads. I'm not sure I trust Nadine. Who speaks ill of the dead? Gosh. Okay, I'm gonna accept a failure here so that we can start the next one with circles. You must be tired. Really? I have no choice but to play that. Because if I fatigue, I will double fail. Jeez, what's your deal? Okay, I can copy that and we get an accord. Beautiful. Whoo, we actually managed it despite the 3 fatigue. That was rough. Whatever. I won't make a fuss when she comes around. Maybe. But she's not some authority on your mom. Elias is bursting with excitement over the store. Hopefully these key rings will be a hit. Everyone has keys, right? Just a fact of life. I'm gonna get another copycat card. Nice. And then I will unpack my truck and rest before my next trip. 3 items. I mean, I only brought back 2 and Elias built 1, but still 3 items. Welcome home. When everything is unpacked, let's hang out. This takes us to the 1st of the next month. I run out of fatigue there. You and Elias catch up, picking up right where you left off. You tell him about your first time in the quaint town of Aldhurst. He tells you about how proud he is of the store's grand reopening and how it was a success, praising you for stocking an impressive 3 items. Okay, so his did get included. Beautiful. All of them sold out. The solar technician waxed poetic about the sun in Clifton while picking up his groceries. The technician told me about the road from home to Clifton. A man wearing a hat and sunglasses bought a Bartow keyring, praising the artistry in a deep voice. The school teacher bought the licorice for her students. And that will save. Ooh. Hello, Samuel. A flock of mourning doves bunch up on a dormant power line, bending it beneath their weight. Little scuffles break out, miniature avian dramas, raining down feathers. The road calls. I'm gonna try and finish these, the Samuel and Elias here, but after that, before we go out on the next trip, will be the end of the video. You locate Elias by following the sound of woodwind instrument. He's standing on a rock, performing for an empty field. You've never seen him use an instrument in his life. I need your help. I told Samuel I'd perform for his big event at the Roadhouse, but I'm not a musician. I'll just dupe that. I'm gonna insert that here so that I get the accord further up. Seriously, I only have this plastic recorder. I can't go on stage with this. I'd die right there on the spot. If you find any instruments on the road, please grab them for me. Not for free, of course. I'm good for it. Okay, do that. You definitely have a triangle in hand. Got him. In the meantime, I'll just practice with this recorder. Worst case scenario, I believe in you. Please? Elias wants a new instrument. This behavior is unusual for Elias. The desperation for new experiences. Your promises alleviate his worries, at least for the moment. Okay. Copy actually isn't necessarily always great. The odor of the Roadhouse and Mum's old friend. Samuel's out by the smoker, flipping an enormous rack of ribs with his bare hands. He's been at it so long he barely feels the flames. He wipes his greasy mitts on his apron, then rushes over to give you a bear hug. There's so much character in just that short description of the person.
There you are, kiddo. I was just starting to think you'd forgotten about your old pal Samuel. Haven't seen you around so much the past couple of months, not since the funeral.
Rough. I immediately fail this one. I'm gonna fail with a dupe because I imagine the dupes aren't actually gonna be super helpful here.
Why the long face, kiddo? You haven't forgotten about a secret handshake, have you?
Dupe that for a chord. Ooh, chatter allows you to immediately play another card. Neat. So I imagine their turn will be next then.
Yep. Losing your mom left a giant hole in this town, that's for sure. Everyone here's been so damn down, including myself. And the fact that business has been so slow around here lately, well, that don't help things much either. It's good to mourn. But letting it go on too long, then it becomes a mope. That's not good. That's not what your mom would have wanted. Been thinking. Bardo could really use a kickstart, a pick-me-up, if you will. A night of fun and dancing right here in the Roadhouse to rejuvenate the town and hopefully even bring in some new customers. What do you think?
I think it's a great idea, bud. I'm gonna see that hand though. Ooh, you got a lot of triangle starters. Okay.
Already spoke to Elias about organizing a show portion for the evening, and guess what? He's planning on doing a special performance. Didn't realize he knew how to play any instruments, but hey, that kid's full of surprises. I'm also gonna be cooking up something special for the occasion. But that reminds me. Do you think you could help me stock up on my secret ingredient? Clifton's famous for its street food, but it's the roasted nuts I can't get enough of. Simply heaven in a shell.
Beautiful. That'll get us done. Hell yeah, I can do that for you, bud.
Thanks, kiddo. It's so good to see you holding down the fort. I know it's hard, but we'll get through this together.
Samuel's jubilant disposition is infectious. He sends you out on your way, but not before giving you another hug and a handful of smoked ribs. What a guy. I'm gonna trade those two. And because Nadine is the encounter that will allow us to leave, I will say at this point that my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Signs of the Sojourner. It is released on Steam for PC and Mac on May the 14th. There is a link in the description down below where you can purchase it for yourself. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.